I'm Emily. I'm originally from the US, and I was this time on the 200-hour Vinyasa Ashtanga course. I heard about Sampoorna from a friend of mine who came for a drop-in class here, I think pre-pandemic times. And I was asking her, she's a yoga teacher in Europe, and I was asking her, do you know anything in India? She said, Sampoorna is incredible. I love the vibe, the teacher's everything. And so I looked it up, and at first I thought, okay, it's maybe a bit more expensive than some other schools. But the more that I really looked into it and the more I did the research, I read all the reviews, I was super convinced. Like I thought it's worth it completely. The experience that I've had at Sampoorna over the past 3 weeks, in a word, would be transformative. And in another word would be intense. But I really feel that my connection to myself and to my practice is so different now than when I arrived. I think I was coming thinking it would be all asana practice and alignments, adjustments, and I realized that there's so much more to it. I think even after many years of practicing yoga, I didn't realize that yoga is a whole system, that it's not just asana practice, that's just one of the 8 limbs. And so now I have a much more holistic view of what yoga is. Yeah, I think I've learned a lot of things that I can apply in my life forever now. Even if I stop doing asana practice, I can always still be a yogi after my time here. My time at Sampoorna has changed my personal practice in quite a few ways. I'd say the biggest way is knowing that it's not just a physical practice anymore. I really see the spiritual side of it, and I'm understanding the depth of yoga so much more since being here. I've been practicing Ashtanga in my personal practice for about 2 years now, but even despite all of this and going to many Mysore classes and doing a lot of reading, I never really heard so much about the pillars of Ashtanga, like bandhas, for example, and drishti, that really completely transform what the practice means to me. So now, for example, Ashtanga is a much deeper practice for me, now that it's not just physical, it's a whole mental, physiological, spiritual experience for me. When I first signed up for this teacher training course, to be honest, I wasn't expecting to really be a yoga teacher. I kind of just wanted it for my own practice, to deepen my knowledge, to really see what my limits are, to get stronger. And through this, and through the incredible teachers here, I felt super empowered. And it all came together when I gave the final exam, this 30-minute asana vinyasa exam. And I loved it. I loved every second of it. It felt as natural to me as breathing. And that's very unexpected for me. So it's not that it helped me find my voice as a teacher, it's that it showed me that this is what I should be doing, that I should be a teacher and that I really want to share yoga with the world. So for anyone that's considering choosing Sampoorna, you couldn't really get a higher quality of teaching than this. The teachers are so engaged. They're so enthusiastic. It's a very modern approach to teaching. They're firm and the teachers are very firm and challenging, but very warm and very supportive. I do think it's important to note that if someone is really into Ashtanga, the whole primary series of Ashtanga is not taught here. It's a heavily modified version of the series. I do kind of wish I had realized that before signing up, but I actually wouldn't change a thing. I'm so glad that I did come to Sampoorna because, yeah, my practice is so well-rounded now, and it's not just all about the primary series.